Hi everyone. Hi Rupa. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, just type yes in the chat. Okay, that's great. Because I could see a mic icon at the bottom, but and there are multiple dots there, but the only one dot is blinking. Not even blinking, it's just green. So I'm not sure whether I'm audible or not, but it's good that I'm audible. We'll wait for other people to join. This whole week was a weekend, so I was on a holiday. So yeah, it's going good. What about you? Good to know that. Let's just wait for another 2 3 minutes, and if no one joins, then we will call it a day. But if someone joins, I'll be more than happy to answer their questions. Indeed, it seems like a quiet day. I think everyone is on holiday. But like I said, if no one joins, I will call it a day. I will consider it holiday for myself as well. Seems like people are joining now. So I will wait for another minute. And if someone drops a question in the chat, I'll be more than happy to take it. If not, then we will call it a day. I think I get a lot more options when I do these live streams on my laptop. When I do it on a tab or on a mobile device, it does not give me a lot of flexibility, a lot of options. So, but the thing is, my laptop's camera is not that good. Currently, I'm using a different laptop, so that's why the camera might look good, but when I try to do it on my personal laptop, it does not look good at all. And also, the microphone is not really that good. So, I'm thinking to upgrade my microphone and also camera. So, once that is done, I would prefer to do it on laptop. And yeah, the camera of this laptop is really good actually. But on my laptop, it's not that good. And how about the audio? Does it sound like echoey or things like that, or the audio is good? Are there any background noise? Audio is perfect. That's great because I haven't made any changes in the audio settings, so it's straight out of the box. And if it is perfect, then that's amazing. And here I can actually post a poll. So if I just do a test poll like this one, so this is something which I don't get on my tab or mobile device. Can you see the poll in the chat? Yeah, you can see it. Okay. Yeah, so these are the small things. Yeah, so whenever I ask a question in the chat, if it's a question where I can add some options, I think it will make much more easier for people to just vote on rather than typing an answer in the chat. So I think people would prefer this more as compared to writing a whole message in the chat. So these are the options which I don't get on mobile device. So yeah, once I upgrade my microphone and my camera on my laptop, I will I will try to do it on laptop. Can you give assignment tips and demo? So uh, I'm getting this question like three times. Okay, sure. So if you want any demos, then I do have on my GitHub profile. Let me quickly copy my GitHub profile link, or I will just copy one of the repos so that you can get some idea about how to do assignment and how to post it on your GitHub so that you can create a portfolio out of it. So this is one of the assignments that I did as part of my masters. This one is done in R, but you can use any programming language. It's just about um, how do you want to present it on GitHub and how do you want to submit it as a deliverable as part of your course. So this is the link. And some of the tips that I would like to give is there are people, they start to do their assignments quite late, and then at the end they don't have sufficient time to write reports properly, because when you are doing your masters, code and your code file and the project that you're doing are not everything. Your report holds good amount of weightage, so you need to give good amount of time to write your report. What I would suggest, I have also made a video about report writing, so you will be able to find it on my channel. Or if I could quickly just grab a link of that as well so that it will be helpful for you. So you can save all these links and you can go through them later. So let me quickly find that video. Here's the link to that video. Yeah, so I would suggest doing those assignments as soon as you get. And when you watch this video related to the report writing, you will get an idea how to write a report. And when you go to this GitHub link, there you will be able to find how to organize your code files. So they should give you a good amount of idea how to do a assignment and get good marks. Hi Arshan, how are you? Good to know that. Today the chat is quite silent. I think everyone is taking it slow this weekend. So taking weekend slowly is always good. What's the current scenario for data science in the UK? Um, there are a number of jobs, but the competition is way too high. For every job, at least 100 to 200 people are applying. So the competition is really high. So you need to really level up your game by making good projects, portfolio, resume, those kind of things. So if you are able to do those things, then of course you need to be really good with your communication skills as well as technical skills. Technical skills are always important, but communication skills are actually more important than you think, especially when it comes to UK or any other foreign country. So yeah, those are the things which you really need to work on. And if you're really good at those things, you should be able to find a job because there are a number of jobs. But like I said, the competition is just too high. What do you think of jobs getting lost because of new advancements in AI, especially for ML and AI jobs? Most of the things are getting automated. Yeah, that is there. Most of the things are getting automated, but the thing is, there are new roles specifically for people who know how to use generative AI. So I have seen some roles where people are posting jobs like generative AI engineer or things like that. So if you know how to make use of generative AI, if you know how to do prompt engineering, and of course you need to know some data science lifecycle um stages as well, and how they actually work, not just how to use it. If you know how transformers work, how they have been implemented in the backend, if you know all those things, I think you're still fine. But if you're someone who is just writing machine learning algorithm using sklearn and things like that, then yes, your job is at risk. So what I would suggest is try to keep yourself up to date. And if you are trying to do that, and if you are doing that, I think you're still fine. But the major difference is that if you are someone who is working in just one environment, your your job is at risk, because nowadays these generative AI, they can create those small snippet of code quite easily. But what they can't do is connect different sources together. So let's say your data is in uh, Oracle or Snowflake, and then you are writing your code in Azure or AWS or even Jupyter Lab, and then you are trying to deploy it in again AWS, Azure, or GCP. So as a AI engineer, or as a machine learning engineer, or even as a data scientist, you need to know how to link all these different tools together, because AI won't be able to do this. And if you know this, you're still fine. But if you are just writing your code in a IPython notebook, creating different type of machine learning model and things like that, then yes, of course, you are in danger. So if you just follow the simple principle, I think you will be fine. I'm doing good, Bhagya. I hope you're doing well. Finished biometric yesterday. I just wanna inform you about this. I have applied for private visa. I hope I will get it within 5 working days. I just wanna inform you about it. I have been discussing every step. Yeah, that's good to know. Thanks for letting me know, and all the best. I hope you will get your visa soon, and then you will be on your new journey, and I'm sure it is going to be an exciting journey. Indeed, Bhagya, today the stream is quite silent. The chat is going relatively easily today. How willing are employers for providing jobs with sponsorship? So, if you are someone with some experience, so let's say 3, 4 years of experience, and you're going for a senior role, they are willing to provide you sponsorship. But if you are someone who is a fresher and don't have much experience, then in that case they uh, they like you to work on your post study work visa for few months, or maybe for a year or so. And after you work there for some time and they are able to test your skills, and if they feel like yes, you are a valuable addition to the company, they will be more than happy to sponsor you. Of course, if they are on an approved list of sponsors, then they will be more than happy to sponsor your work. But again, if not, then why will they sponsor? So that is the kind of distinction that employers do. So they do look for experienced people, because there are set number of sponsorship that a company can provide. It's not like they can just provide sponsorship to everyone. So there are set number of sponsorships. uh, so yeah, they prefer to provide sponsorship to experienced people. How is Kingston University for MSc Data Science? It's a good university. The course content is quite nice. So yeah, overall, I think Kingston University is good one. What do you suggest one should prepare when applying for MLAI jobs in India? What all topics focus on? So, like I said, it's important to skill up yourself. So you need to know how generative AI work. But before that, if you are someone who is just getting into AI, ML, or deep learning field, you first need to understand the basics, foundation, how those basic machine learning algorithms work. You need to understand the basic building blocks. Once you are well equipped with all those algorithms like decision tree, random forest, XGBoost, SVM, KNN, things like that. So if you understand how they work, then you should move on to deep learning, and then again you will have to understand those basic algorithms like CNN, LLSTM, and things like that. And once you understand those, then you also need to understand some advanced topics like transformers and things like that. So yeah, that is what you first need to prepare. You first need to be really good with your building blocks, and once you are really good with that, then you need to understand uh, those new recent topics like generative AI. So it's quite a lot to learn, I know, but it is mandatory to do that. And then after that, if you know any of the cloud platforms, I think you should be good. It could be AWS, Azure, and GCP. So those are the tools which a lot of companies are looking into. And if you have cloud related skills, I think your stocks will be much more higher as compared to someone who doesn't know any cloud related stuff. Is it worth it to do masters from UK? Hmm. There are a lot of factors, like I always talk about in live streams. So, if you're just looking from monetary perspective, like if you want to earn money and things like that, of course, GBP is much more powerful as compared to Indian rupees. So, whatever you will earn, it will be converted into Indian rupees, and then it will look good amount. But then the thing is, you need to keep in mind that you will be spending a lot of money on your living expenses as well. So if you are earning, let's say, 12 to 13 lakh Indian rupees in India, you will be able to afford good lifestyle in India as well. And for that same kind of living style that you are getting in India for 11 to 12 lakh Indian rupees, you'll have to earn around 35,000 pounds or something, or maybe more, 40,000 pounds, now that things are much more expensive in the UK. So you'll have to earn that much in the UK. And as a fresher, if you are getting a data science job or machine learning or AI engineer in India, as a fresher, of course, it is possible to get 10 lakh plus salary, because I have seen a lot of people getting that. Whereas as a fresher in the UK, it's really hard to get above 40. It is, I'm not saying that it's impossible, it is possible, but again, if you are moving to London and stuff, then of course you'll be able to get 40 plus. But the problem there is you will be spending even more. So if you are living in London, then you need to earn more than 50k or something like that. So that is something which you need to keep in mind. So if we just look at from money and monetary perspective, no, it's not worth it, I guess, at this point, because things are getting super expensive in the UK. But if we see it from a different perspective, like personal development, you become much more independent, you experience a lot of different things, you see how people think here, what are their perspective on things. And there are few things which are in India which, and those things are not in the UK, and there are few things which are in the UK but then it's not there in India. So you may get some ideas of a startup and things like that. So if you are into those kind of things, then yes, it is totally worth it. So there are different perspective, which is more important for you. I think you need to uh, you need to make your decision based on that. So answer could be yes and no. But yeah, at the end of the day, you need to make your decision. Yeah, sure, Rupa. Just send me your profile link. I'll be more than happy to paste it in the chat. Oh wait, I got your profile, I think. So if you could start your data science journey again, which country would you choose for masters in data science? I would probably go for any European country, maybe. UK is still fine, I think, but looking at the kind of expenses, I would prefer to go to maybe um, France. Germany could have been an option, but now Germany is in recession. Netherlands is a good option. Poland. So those are some of the places where I would like to do my masters if I have to start over again. But don't get me wrong, I do not regret my decision to coming to UK, because whatever I wanted to achieve, I have achieved, and whatever I'm doing right now, I'm quite happy with that. So, but then if I have to start something today, yes, I would prefer uh, those places maybe. But the fact that UK is providing, Ireland could be an option too. But the fact that UK provides 1 year masters, same goes for Ireland. I would, maybe just because of that reason, I may prefer to do my masters from Ireland or the UK. And also the course content which I was able to find in the UK was much more practical as compared to other countries. So yeah, I haven't looked into the course content of countries like France, Netherlands, and Poland. So I can't say from course perspective, but I'm just talking about um, economic condition and things like that. So I will still prefer to give weightage to the course content over anything else. So if I feel like UK still has the better course content, I would still go for UK. But purely speaking from economic perspective, I think those three countries stand out a bit more. How's Kingston University? I think I told you it's a good university. Overall, the course content is really good. Is placement year help in any way? If you are a fresher, then yes, I would suggest placement year could be of some help because you will get 1 year to still be part of your course and then gain some industrial experience. So, and in that time, you will be able to make some relevant connections, hopefully, and that way it does help you. I'm doing good, Swastik. I hope you're doing good too. Currently, I'm in India and would like to work in the UK. Do you know any company or recruitment agency that offer visa sponsorship for foreign student? Um, so that's what I was talking about earlier. If you have some experience, so like 3 4 years of experience or maybe more, then companies are more likely to provide you sponsorship. But if you are someone who is a fresher, and in that case, I think it's kind of hard, and it's not like if you are in the UK and you are a student without any experience, you'll be able to find a sponsorship job. It's still hard for those people as well. So, not being a student in the UK is even harder because in our company, a different team, they are looking for electrical engineer, and we were talking about that, and they were like, they would prefer someone who is in the UK already and they have some years of work experience as well as they are allowed to work in that country. So by that they meant that they should be on post study work visa. That would be their first preference. If they are able to find someone with good skill, good experience, and post study work visa, they would like to hire them. If they just cannot find those people, then they may look for other options like hiring from some other country and providing them the sponsorship. And looking at the current job market for data science, it's already quite saturated. There are a lot of people looking for job, and they are doing their masters in the UK. Most likely the company will be able to find someone on post study work visa quite easily. So it's hard, but I won't say that it's impossible, and it doesn't cost anything to apply to companies in the UK. So you can still apply, and if company is willing to sponsor you, I think that would be the best case scenario. I don't know any companies, simply because there are so many companies, and when you go to LinkedIn and when you search for data science roles, you should be able to find something. Um, as for agencies, again, when you go to LinkedIn, when you start applying for roles on daily basis, you will find that there are a lot of agencies and they post different type of jobs every day, every week. So when you see um, some company who is posting job every day, don't feel like it's a company and they are posting a job for themselves. They may be posting for their clients, so just apply for that. And when you start applying for, when you apply for like 2 3 days or a week, you will automatically know which are the agencies and which are the actual companies. And also when you actually read the description, they clearly write that we are hiring for our client. So you will know that that is a hiring agency or recruitment agency. My weekend's been going great. I was on a holiday this week, so not much work, but yeah, I am almost back to my work. So yeah, my weekend's been going great. How about you, Bhagya? Um, is it compulsory to get the same level job similar to your masters, which we do, like data science? If you do not get, you will be Um, I think you're asking for placement here. So there are some universities where they they accept any kind of work experience. So if you work in a restaurant, if you work in a warehouse, it's fine. But there are some universities where they would want you to work in a similar field as to that of your masters. So you need to get it clarified before applying for a particular university, and only admission team will be able to clarify this thing. And even if you're not able to secure a job in your placement year in your related field, it is still fine. What they will do is they will convert your masters from 2 year to 1 year, and then they will adjust your 2 years of post study work visa accordingly. So these are the few things which I can still tell you, but don't mark my word on these things. You need to get it clarified from the university, because these placement year rules, they vary quite a lot from university to university. And I have talked to some of the universities, and this is the kind of information I've been able to get. But again, before choosing any university or before going for my placement year, I would highly suggest you to talk to the university and then get their suggestion, and then only make your decision on this. Do you know Ellen Becker? He has school animation. I don't know who that is. Is it true? If you're asking about your previous question, so yeah, you don't simply just get deported or sent back to India. There are ways how you can still get your post-study work visa, but then you need to get it clarified from the university first. You're welcome, Rohit. I check your cybersecurity data analysis report. Can you tell me in the third point, data description, what did you write in this point? Data description is all about describing your data, describing different columns. So initially, I thought I will just talk briefly about what the data is all about, but then there were a lot of different files, and I had to make just one file, I think. And that's why I thought it's better to just describe the columns as well. So I've just described the columns there. So it's just about describing what the data is all about. Are you at new place? Yes, I am. So I was on a holiday, so I haven't gone back to my place. I will be at my place tomorrow. Yeah, I'm leaving tomorrow. So next week you will have that same old boring background. But for now, yes, I'm in a different place. It was an hectic week to arrange all the documents and travel a lot For visa, now I am back to the normal routine. Started studying today. Yeah, I totally get it. When applying for visa and stuff, it can get hectic. There are a lot of documents you need to put in place. So yeah, I totally get you. Hi Roshan, have the things improved with respect to data science jobs since 1 year? Unfortunately, not Rishabh, because from past 13 to 14 months, the number of jobs been declining continuously, and I try to check it every month. So when you go to a website called Office of National Statistics, so they post number of vacancies, and you can also download the data. And if you want to do any kind of data analysis, you can do that. And I have done it number of times, and there are only few fields where the number of jobs have gone up, and those fields are part-time jobs, because a lot of people who have lost their jobs, they tend to just go for part-time job, and there are a lot of people who have retired. So if they want to earn some quick money, they just go for a part-time job. They do for like 20-30 hours a week, and they have sufficient money, then they go on for like a week or so, and they stop working. So in that field, the number of jobs have gone up, but in any other field, it is reducing on monthly basis from past 13 to 14 months, and things are not really improving, but it is what it is. What topic should I cover while preparing for ML roles in terms of newest developments, like you mentioned before, generative AI? Any specific algorithms I should cover? So I would say learn about transformers. And when you go to Discord server, there, so you will be able to find Discord server's link in the description. There, I have created a section called Tech, and there I have post in that section there will be a page where I have mm, research paper. I think that is the name of that section, and in that you will be able to find a link where I have posted a paper link, which is attention is all you need. So read that paper. That was probably the beginning of all these advanced developments in deep learning and generative AI, and then learn about transformers. Um, you can also, if you want to dig deeper into computer vision, then you can learn about stable diffusion. So those are the few things where if you learn how they work, if you don't want to get into mathematics of it, that's still fine. But if you understand how they work, and if you're able to explain the interviewers in a very simple terms, I think you will still be in a really good position. So if you learn about these things, I think you should be fine. In terms of recent and let's say advanced stuff in deep learning, so yeah, these are things which you can learn. But then again, I am assuming that you have already covered your basic machine learning and deep learning part. That's sad to hear, but hopefully it will improve from the next year. Yeah, that's the thing we all are hoping for. If it improves, that's really good because it is going to help everyone, and that's what we want. How the job market for software engineers slash software development. So it is better than data science job market, but again, the number of jobs are still going down. I'm coming for masters in data science this year. All the best, Rishabh. Yeah, I mean, we all are hoping that by next year things are going to be better as compared to what we have now. So yeah, from your side, I think what you can do is try to do your skills, try to do your assignments properly, and improve your skills. Make a good portfolio so that you are well prepared from your side, because the job market is something which we cannot control, which is not in our hand. But what in our hand is that you can work on your skills, you can work on your resume, you can work on your portfolio projects, things like that, get a profile, LinkedIn profile. You can just work on those things, and ultimately it is going to pay off. Which consultancy is best, IDP or British Council? For IELTS, I think I went for British Council. I'm not too sure of IDP. Do you think all my hard work pays off one day being a fresher? I have been stressing a lot about this from quite a long time. Um, Stressing about it is not going to help. So, like I said before, all you can do is put that energy into right place, and those places being your profile, portfolio, LinkedIn profile, GitHub profile. So it's all about trying to improve, because when you submit your application, employers, they do look into the projects that you have done on your resume, but the most important thing which stands out for them is what other things you have done to support your profile. And those other things can be your portfolio, your social media platform like LinkedIn, and of course your GitHub. So those are the things where you can post your projects, create a good profile, and ultimately that will pay off. So don't worry too much about it. I know it's easy to say that don't worry too much about it, but it will always be there in the back of your mind. But instead of putting your energy into stressing about those things, put that energy into something productive, and I think that is going to pay off for sure. Bro, did you check out my portfolio website shared last stream? Yes, I did. It was good, and I think you have put in quite a good amount of effort in that, and it actually looks good. Um, that's why I usually suggest people to use Streamblade, because it makes things so much easier to build a front end. You don't need to know a lot about front end technology like CSS, HTML, and things like that. But if you know that, of course, you can customize it even more. But you don't really need to know, and you can create portfolio quite easily using Streamlit. Uh, and Saurabh, you have done a really good job there. And for someone who is wondering what we're talking about, you can join our Discord server, and there I think in the general tab you will be able to find Saurabh's Streamlit portfolio, and you should be able to just click on it and go through it and get some inspiration from it. S- I wanted to brush up my data science skills before coming and couldn't, but will the 1 year be sufficient to work on the project and skills and my resume? So the thing about masters in the UK is, yes, it is for 1 year, and if you are someone who is very new to data science, you may not get sufficient time to work on other stuff apart from your projects. But the good thing about that is that for every module you will be doing one or two projects. Those projects are good enough to put in your portfolio, and if you do those projects to learn and not just to gain marks and just to complete it, you will learn so much that you will be able to clear any kind of data science interviews. So yes, it is sufficient enough, but what they may not cover is the recent trending stuff like generative AI and things like that. Luckily, in my masters, there was one assignment where we worked on generative AI. Well, there were two assignments where we worked on generative AI. One was related to computer vision, and the other one was related to natural language processing. So we did work on those things, but again, we used older stuff like BERT and LSTM and GRU, things like that. But if I have to do those assignments today, then I would prefer to use uh, GPT models. So yeah, and we had the flexibility, we could have used anything, but that time these GPT models, they were not that popular, but now they are. So if I have to do those assignments today, I would prefer to use GPT. And you could do that in your assignments if there aren't any strict requirements that you have to use this particular tool or technology. In that case, I think you are free to choose, and I think most of the assignments are like that. You can choose whatever you want to use, and that way I think you will learn quite a lot by exploring different things. Any resources for learning TensorFlow library, I mean, I prefer to use official documentation, and I think TensorFlow's official documentation is actually really good. I'm not too sure of any video lectures, but I think you should be able to find quite a lot of video tutorials on YouTube, because it's an old package. It has matured quite a lot. It has a very big community, so I'm pretty sure there will be someone or people or set of people who would have created TensorFlow. I think you can go to their official YouTube channel as well to find some tutorials there. Um, One other suggestion that I can give you is, if you don't know TensorFlow and PyTorch, if I have to learn one of these today, I would go for PyTorch, because PyTorch is getting much more and more popularity as compared to TensorFlow. But if you have made your mind that you want to go for TensorFlow, it's totally fine. A lot of companies are still using TensorFlow, and they will continue to use TensorFlow, because in whichever company I have worked before, they used to use TensorFlow. And in the company where I'm working now, they use PyTorch. So I don't know PyTorch, and I'm still learning PyTorch. So it's still fine. It's not like it is gonna make or break something, but I would I would suggest you to go for PyTorch instead of TensorFlow. Hi Roshan, I have got an offer from Strathclyde University and Coventry University for MSc Business Analytics. Could you help me decide one? I will be joining this Jan 24. So I will have to look into the course content of both the universities, but if I recall correctly, because I have looked into a lot of universities, for business analytics, I think both the universities had good course content. I think it comes down to which location you prefer and things like that. If you could just post the same thing in the comments, I'll be more than happy to reply to your comment once this live stream is over, because I will have to look into the course content once. You're welcome, Bhagya. Thanks for your words. Also, I am really struggling with the functioning of machine learning algorithm. So my question is, does knowing backend of all algorithms is required or just knowing their AA? I'm not sure what AA is, but I think I've got the gist of your question. So it very much depends on why you are learning it. So when you get into a company, when you have cleared the interview round, you may not need to know the backend stuff, like the mathematical stuff. Backend stuff you still need to know, like how they work and things like that. And also, briefly, you need to know about what kind of uh, mathematical operations are being performed in that particular algorithm. Like, for example, if you are learning or if you are implementing tree-based algorithms, you need to know how tree-based algorithm work, like random forest, XGBoost, those kind of things, decision tree. So you need to know that those algorithms are tree based. And then if you go for logistic regression, linear regression, things like that, you need to know that they are um linear based algorithms. So when you do data visualization, when you see different kind of pattern, when you try to see how to do classification modeling, so when you do those visualization and EDA, you get to know that okay, this algorithm might be good for this particular use case. So you need to know all those kind of scenarios. You need to know the limitation of all those algorithms and how will they perform when a new data comes in once it is put into deployment. Because the thing is, if you don't know all those things, if you just know how to implement it, what you will end up doing is after the EDA, you will implement all the algorithms and then you will see that, okay, this model is working, this model is not working, which will waste quite a lot of time because you'll have to train each and every algorithm and you'll have to fine tune each and every algorithm and then figure out which one is working the best. And then when you put it into production and then if it breaks there and if it doesn't perform well, then you are again back to the initial stage, right? So you would have wasted so much time, and that is the only reason why interviewers would want you to know all those things, and they want you to learn those things, and then they test your abilities on that so that you don't waste so much of time. So I would say yes, it is important. I think more so for interviews, but once you get into the company, you will be working in a team, you will be working under some supervisor if you are a fresher. So in that case you should be fine, but for interview, yes, you need to know the proper working limitations, advantages, and what kind of mathematical operations or what kind of mathematical equation they are using. I was once quite proficient in data science but forgot everything in last 6 months, so was a bit worried whether I will be able to cope up. By the way, pursuing data science. So Bath, University of Bath is really good. And like you said, you were really good with data science. I know if you haven't done any kind of data science projects in past 6 months, it is easy to forget those things. So don't worry too much about it. But you knew all those things, right? So it will be easy for you to recall everything. So don't worry too much about it. So all in all, this 1 year will be enough to put me back in shape or be ready. Yeah, I would say so. By the way, I have to choose modules from 1st of September. Could you please help me? Yeah, sure. I'll be more than happy to help you which modules to select, because yeah, if when you have multiple optional modules, sometimes it can become a bit hard to choose one or two. So yeah, I'll be more than happy to help you. May I know possibility of data science jobs with sponsorship in the UK? If you are experienced, then the possibilities are a bit higher. If you are a fresher, then possibilities are relatively low. But when you work for, let's say, 6 months to 1 year in a company, and if you show them you have potential, then you can ask your manager to provide you sponsorship. And if they agree, then I think everything should be fine. So, yeah, that's what I can say. Yeah, sure. When you post it in the comments, I will look into the course content, and I will let you know in the comments. I had posted a poll called Happy or Not, but and it's good to know that everyone is happy, which makes me happy. All right, everyone. So we are over 1 hour now. I will be ending the stream soon. I've got 3K scholarship at Bournemouth. Is it good since QS ranking is 600 plus? So don't worry too much about the QS global ranking, because there are a lot of universities where they don't have good ranking, like Northumbria University in Newcastle. But then they have a really good infrastructure. They have a really good reputation in Newcastle, and the resources they provide to their students. They have like supercomputers, which is really good. So as long as your university has all the resources, it should be fine. Because in that local area, or even UK wide, companies don't really look too much into university's name. Of course, they will look into the university name when they will have to do some kind of tiebreaker. But if you have made a really good profile, portfolio, resume, projects, things like that, then I think you should be fine, and you should not worry too much about um, university ranking. Because here, um, I have known like 2 to 3 people from Northumbria University, and there were few people from Newcastle University. So, as you know, Newcastle University is a Russell Group University, and it ranks somewhere around 110, 120, something like that in world ranking. Whereas Northumbria University, it ranks probably 700. I don't remember exactly, but yeah, the difference is quite a lot. And someone who completed their masters from Northumbria University, they were able to find job before someone who completed their masters from Newcastle University. So yeah, it doesn't really matter too much like from which university you are doing your masters, as long as you have the right kind of skills and you have good profile to show or back your skills. And also do note that communication skill is very important. Why I always mention this communication skill is because yes, it is very important. um, Not many people they talk about this, but when you are getting into data science, even as a software developer, especially when you're coming from a different country, in an English speaking country, for them it's very important that you are able to convey your findings to your stakeholders. So for that, they would want you to have very good communication skills. Sometimes they can even compromise on your technical skills, but they just can't compromise on your communication skills. Oh, someone is not doing good. That's sad to hear. If you are comfortable to let me know in the chat what's bothering you, what's not going well for you, we all would like to know, and probably if I can give some suggestion, or if anyone in the chat would like to give you some suggestions, I think it should give you some kind of motivation. But if you don't feel like sharing, that's totally all right. I wish you good luck. I wish you all the best. Hopefully, whatever is struggling you will get resolved soon. Thank you so much for your words, Roshan. Also, as a data analyst, how much cloud knowledge one must know, and which certification is preferred for Azure. So as a data analyst, you need not know like the architecture or infrastructure side. You need to know how to use Azure, where to find what. So I think when you go for Azure certification, they do have AI or maybe data analyst, very specific certification to those roles. So when you look for different certification for Azure, you should be able to find a data analyst certification. I have not looked into Azure certification. I have looked into AWS, and they do have data analyst Azure. Sorry, data analyst AWS certification. So I would assume that Azure may also be having something like that. But if not, then I think whatever practitioner level certification is there for Azure, that should be more than enough. Are they ask lead code question in interviews? They may ask for some of the interviews there. I had to solve some of the problems on Hacker Rank or Hacker Earth. I don't remember which platform it was, but yes, sometimes they can ask competitive programming. I am coming to the UK next month, which is why I am set straight. Yeah, if you're going away from your home in a foreign land, of course, when when you don't know many people there, it can become quite stressed. But I'm sure you will be fine. Also, would going to London job fair for data engineer analyst internship make sense? I will be joining Cardiff University. It's always worth it. You can go there, meet people face to face. It makes a difference, and it's not just like going there, sharing your emails or resume. Try to talk to them. Try to understand how they do things, and if you have any kind of suggestion, if you can add some kind of value in that short conversation, I think they will remember you. And maybe if they will have some opening, they will give you a call before they post it online. So it always helps, it always makes sense to go to those job fairs, and you'll be able to make some good connection. And of course, you can always apply online. So I would suggest whatever ways you have, you should explore everything and just don't limit yourself to one or two options. And yeah, Arshan, and for anyone who is here listening to this, if you want to get a scholarship from a university, and when you have got an admit, and if you see there is no scholarship mentioned on your on your cash letter or your offer letter, you can always reach out to the admission team. You can always go to the university's scholarship page. There you can see number of scholarships. You can apply for those scholarships. And yeah, sometimes there are scholarships where you will be considered automatically when you submit an application. But then there are a lot of scholarships where you will have to apply separately. So you should always check out the scholarship page for a particular university, and see if you can apply for any specific scholarship, because there might be some scholarships where you will be eligible but you haven't applied, and they would want you to apply for that scholarship. Sometimes admission team, they do tell you, sometimes they don't. So again, like, that's why I told you can always reach out to the admission team as well. I hope this way you will be able to get some more scholarship. One other thing is that I think you will only be able to get one scholarship, um, whichever will be the scholarship which will have most amount. I think that will be considered, so you can apply for multiple scholarships. Okay, I think I have answered all the questions now. Thanks everyone for joining. If you don't have any more questions, I will end the stream now, and I will see you guys next Saturday, 12 p.m. UK time. Have a great weekend, happy learning, and all the best for your future endeavors. Bye, everyone.